As a child, I moved around a lot, always the new girl. And coming from Oklahoma, I had a strong southern accent, which I was oblivious of until my first day of 5th grade in Evanston, Wyoming. My teacher had me come up in front of the room, read out of the history textbook. I thought, okay, I rocked that and nailed it. I'm going to impress everyone. And he said, "She talks funny, doesn't she?" And he, along with the rest of the class, laughed at me. I was mortified and silenced. I refused to participate after that. And I think that event helped shape me into the teacher I am today, particularly ESL, and that I really strive to have a class that is safe from ridicule. I don't believe in kids belittling others and not feeling comfortable, so I think that had a profound impact on me.
It was right after high school. I had the opportunity to go back and work with my high school band. And kind of through that opportunity of doing a little bit of teaching, I realized that was actually something I really wanted to do.
I actually was a pre-med major, and I was just about to do the MCAT and get all the paperwork ready to go. And I ran into a guy that I hadn't seen since I graduated high school. It had to have been 6 years. And I asked him what he was doing. And he said, "I just changed my major to education." And that kind of stuck with me. And all night I just started thinking about it. Man, maybe that's what I should be doing. And I couldn't sleep, and it was just eating me inside. And next day I went and changed.
When I was in college, I traveled a lot. I lived in Mexico and in Chile. And I found myself that even though I was backpacking and things like that, I always found myself in a school. I ended up teaching English somewhere or teaching writing, and it just kind of found me.
I expect my students to be their very best and to never give up and to never quit. And when I have one of those days, I just, in the back of my mind, know that I can't quit. I can't give up. I love these children dearly, and they need someone who they know they can trust and count on every single day.
I head for some chocolate and a Diet Coke, but I also think about my students who are here and working hard, and they show respect to others, and they are what brings me to Ogden, what makes me want to be here. Also, my colleagues, they help me to bounce ideas off of and to commiserate with sometimes.
Oh, the truth? I stop at Dillard's on the way home and buy me something new to wear, so that I have something new to wear to school, so the next day I want to be there because I have something new to wear. It's just a trick, psychological.
The amazing thing about children is that they are so forgiving.
No 2 days are the same. So I just know that one day's bad, the next day's got to be better, and you just never know. Every day is different, which is awesome.
What helps me come back to the classroom is just knowing that it was just a day. I mean, everybody has a bad day once in a while. You just come back, reload, and get after it again.
This job isn't about me. It's about the kids and the students and what I need to be doing for them. And once I start remembering that, it puts me back into focus and perspective of why I'm here in the first place and why I decided to teach in the first place.
When I have a bad day, I feel like at the end of that day I'm just frustrated, and I want, for me it's kind of like a challenge a little bit. It kind of makes me mad just a little bit that something went wrong, whether it was me or whether it was something with a student, but I want to be able to try and fix that. And I really like that experience. So the next day when I come back, it's let's see how we can make this go better, and how can we improve that? How can we change things to make it so that we don't have that problem again? I guess I just really like that challenge.
She's a terrific teacher. She has exciting, thoughtful lessons, and she helps us really know our stuff. I love how she encourages us to find our own political views for ourselves and doesn't push her own. She has made me want to be a teacher. And that, stuff like that really is the whole point of doing this. And so I just read through this, and it helps me to feel like, what I'm doing is worthwhile.
They will give everything they have, plus more, when they know that they have someone who is their greatest advocate.
The greatest lesson I've learned from my students is probably just to be humble and to keep working hard, because a lot of our students don't come from the best backgrounds and the best homes. And I've had students that have to go to work right after school, and they work full time until middle of the night and come to school, and you ask them why they're tired, and they say, I have a job, there's nothing else I can do. And they're trying to carry the load as teenagers for their family. And, I mean, if they're going to put the effort in, so am I.
That all students learn differently.
Courage. I've learned a lot of courage from students, and perseverance, that even though you're struggling and have a hard time in life or in situations with homework, that if you continue to work hard, you'll get through it. You'll learn.
Persistence and hard work, and I know that sometimes things don't always go how we want, and I'm always trying to figure out how to make it work, and it's always different for every kid, and each student has something different that you need to work on and a different way that you need to work on it. So I think it just really has shown me that you can't just try one thing and make it work. You have to really work to make each student's experience individual, and to really try and meet that student where they're at. And just being able to work through that and try and make things better for them is quite a challenge.
To enjoy the simple things in life.
The opportunity for a job, mainly.
Well, they offered me a job, and
I needed a job.
The population of kids that we work with, my wife and I both have a passion for the type of students that we're dealing with, a little bit more impacted, and they may not have perfect home lives, but that's what really drew us to teaching, and just to be able to be maybe the one person that's making an impact in that student's life.
I was in Davis School District for 12 years before I got my teaching degree, and always assumed I was going to be in Davis. I had a guaranteed job after graduation. Under the direction of Suzanne Bowler at Wasatch Elementary, I completed level 3. Absolutely loved it. Loved being in a diverse population, seeing the circumstances that some of these children came from, and being able to walk in there every day knowing that I was a positive influence for them. When I was offered a job in Davis, at the same time I was offered a job in Ogden School District, when Suzanne Bowler called me up to teach with her at Heritage, it was a no-brainer for me. I was going to go with Suzanne. She believed in me. That's the hugest reason why I'm coming to Ogden, is because she believed in me, and because of that belief, I will be able to hopefully have my students believe in me as their leader and director, and lead them also. And I'm so excited.
My husband and I are both products of Ogden City School District and Ben Lomond High School. Our families were in Ogden, and I taught at Carbon, I've taught other places, but there's something about the Ogden District and the Ogden area that we just love.
Just chance. The job was open, and I needed a job, and I applied, told I was going to be teaching biology and anatomy and all these great classes, and I got here and I was teaching earth systems. And the first year I was like, oh, I'm going to be done after this, and there was just something about the kids that made me stick with it, stay here, and now I'm teaching what I want to teach, and it's awesome.
I came down from Alaska. I taught there for 3 years, and my husband's mom got sick, and she lived here, and so that's why we came down, and we really liked it, so decided to stay here.
It happened to be the first call I got was Ogden City, and then I got a call from Weber County and Davis County the same day, the same afternoon, but I had already agreed. I wanted a job, so I had agreed at Ogden City, and I've been fine since.
I interviewed with Richard Wozniak at T.O. Smith Elementary, and I just felt like that was a good fit, and I've loved being here ever since.
I wanted to be in a place that had diversity, and I also wanted to be in a place that I felt like I made a difference. A lot of my teachers in high school, I just kind of I think I could have done that on my own, but here I feel like these kids need me. I make a difference here, and I'm needed here, and this is where I feel like I fit, and I wanted that, and I needed that, so that's why I stayed here.
I think I could probably go other places, being a math teacher, because math is in quite demand, really any place. But I've never really had the desire to go someplace else. This is my home, and I just love the Ogden area. And my husband would say the same, and I think my kids, if I tried to pull them someplace different, you know, they go, Mom, no, we're going to Petaluma, we got to be Scots, you know. And they really love the Ogden District, and there's opportunities here for my kids that they don't have in other districts. And I think the opportunities for students here, that keeps us here.
The kids and the people I work with, just the environment. It's always a good environment, a good place to be.
It has been a challenge and it has been hard, but I've grown so much, you know, being here. So.
The district has invested a lot in me over the years. I've gotten an ESL and a reading endorsement. I'm in the master's cohort right now. Not to mention I have a fabulous classroom with state-of-the-art technology. So I feel loyalty to my district and want to be here. Also, the friendships I've fostered over the years, they are priceless, and the respect I have for my colleagues, the respect that comes with trying to make a difference. I love that. And of course, I have awesome students.
The kids in the school I'm at, I feel that I'm at a school where I can make a difference with the kids. I feel I work with a staff that is willing to change when needed. And so I think that's what keeps me here. And just the area, it's a beautiful area.
I'm thrilled that this is where I started and this is where I'd like to finish, because I know that as a teacher and as a big part of their day, I can make a difference and help them find success.
The faculty and the parents are just so willing to help and to be there. And so it's such a great atmosphere to work in, because everyone is wanting the children to have the best success that they can. And so it's such a rewarding experience to be here and to have that camaraderie.
Sometimes I wonder the same thing.
I have no idea.
Mainly just my personality. I love to talk. I'm a talker, and I love what I'm teaching.
And when they find their success and when they find their happiness and when they feel so good and they're so excited. And every now and again when I get a thank you, that's always kind of fun.
My passion for my content areas, I love what I teach, and I love the idea of instilling the passion for and the power in knowledge. I love that.
Seeing the excitement in the kids' eyes.
Things may seem hard or I'm tired that day. It's knowing that there's a group of students in my classroom that are depending on me to do my best, and I want to do my best for them, and no matter how I'm feeling, I try my best to get the energy to go through that and to meet each student where they're at, where I can really impact their life and hopefully teach them something. So.
I think I have to go to my colleagues. I think they help me keep the energy, you know.
The students, I just love it. I love going into the classroom and having that feeling of we're going to start over today, and I wonder, you know, who's going to make me laugh today, or what are we going to learn today that's going to be so exciting, it's going to stick to them, and they'll remember, you know, or, I mean, it truly just is an adventure every day, and that's what brings me back. I love it.
Knowing that they need me and knowing that I need them, you know, really helps me to get through. And
my driving force is being the best role model for the children and to see them succeed.
I think my greatest accomplishment I've been blessed to be a part of in the Ogden District is to be an original member of the Accelerated Language Learning Program. It was a brainchild of Sarah Roberts and Rich Moore. We had a common vision of what our program needed to be. We had intensive training we went through, and we started a program that would better our education for our newcomer students. And to watch my kids on a daily basis be successful in their new content not to mention a new language and a new culture. That's very inspiring. To have my students come back and visit me and carry on a fluid conversation in English, that's incredible. But I think watching my students go on to graduate from one of our three high schools and to actually pursue higher education beyond that, that absolutely warms my soul.
I'm gonna say surviving my first year.
Teaching kids how to read.
Our DIBELS scores for my little kindergartners grow so much was such a rewarding experience. I was so nervous. Being a first year teacher, you're so nervous about if you are going to be able to measure up and if you're going to be able to even make an impact on the children. And so to see that I was able to really push them and push them towards success and to have proof of it in our DIBELS scores was so rewarding, and it felt so good to have that success.
Graduation rates. Ogden High, we start, well, at least in the community that I'm in charge of, start every year with about 40 kids, 40 seniors who are off track to graduate, and we usually get them all, or a couple of them we lose, but for the most part we get 90% of all of our students graduate at Ogden High.
My kids on their own, and I mean I help them, but they created a mayoral debate, and we had them come to our school, and we had people come, and we had the newspaper come and report on it, and that was like a real crowning achievement for my kids and for me, and it was a really neat moment. And I was trying to calculate this the other day, and I don't know, but last year we had over 400 people graduate, and the year before we had almost 400. So in the 4 years that I've been teaching, I think that I probably helped over 700 or 800 kids graduate from high school, which that's big to me, and that's important to me, and that's why I do this. And so that's not like one little thing, but that's why I do this.
When you see a kid after they graduate, or a student that you've had, and they'll say, you know what, you're still my favorite math teacher, or I still remember the math I learned in your class. Those are small accomplishments, but I think in my mind they're great when I see a student move from failing math year after year to getting the confidence that they can achieve and that they can do well in math. Then I know that I have helped them accomplish something, and I would say that would be my greatest accomplishment, that a kid is confident and their abilities to do math and learn.
I think for me, it's been a great experience to work with a team of teachers who are trying to get students from where they are to where they need to be. And sometimes that's a challenge. Sometimes it's more fun than other times. But it's always about working together with the people around us to try and get our students where they need to be, and showing them that they can get there. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is just helping them to believe in themselves.
I work at one of the lower achieving schools a couple years ago, and now we have seen our test scores rise, and we have and we're implementing our teaching based on data, and I think that's the most rewarding thing, because we can see weekly, monthly, whenever we get the data out, that we are making a difference with the kids. So
The district is a really challenging one to teach in, and it requires a lot of its teachers, and it requires a lot of its students. And to be a part of such a difficult challenge and be able to overcome many of the obstacles that we face day to day, I think that says something. It says something about the teachers that we have in the district.
Just having students that come in after I've written them a letter of recommendation and said, thank you, you helped me get that scholarship. Or students that come back 3 years later and say, because of the study skills you taught us and the way your class was set up, I was able to get accepted into nursing school, or I've been accepted into medical school, or I just got a job as a CNA. I'm so excited. Thank you. That's why.
One morning I opened up the newspaper and I was reading through all of the graduates from Ogden High School. And he was such a beautiful child, but struggled in so many ways. And every day that he would come to school was a battle. Every single day that he came to school was a battle. And I wouldn't give up on him, and we kept working together, and somewhere along the line, he found success. And it wasn't just me. Somebody somewhere in his educational schooling inspired him to be great. And he graduated with honors.